Okay, so notes 3.3 talks about constant of proportionality. When two variable quantities have a constant ratio, their relationship is called direct variation. Okay, so what you found yesterday was the constant of proportionality. It is what is per whatever. What's happening per item, per gallon of gas, per all those things. So like today, the constant ratio is going to be called that constant of proportionality. That's the vocabulary word. It is going to show up over and over and over again. So be aware of that. Okay, so looking at example 1, they give us the wording, they give us a graph. Yesterday we were using what? A chart, right, to solve it. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna find a chart. We're gonna write a chart that matches this. The time it takes Lucia to pick pints of blackberries is shown in the graph. Determine the constant of proportionality. Okay, so I'm going to make myself a chart. So I'm going to do an X over a Y chart. Okay, so X, this is X. This is my Y axis. So at 1, I'm at what? 15. At 2, I'm at 30. At 3, I'm at 45. Okay, so from this chart, now I can find my change in Y over my change in X. Okay, so my change in Y is going to be what? 15. My change in X is going to be 1. So my constant of proportionality is going to be 15. We're going to write this in terms of what we're looking for, which is 15 minutes per pint. Okay, because we can pick. Okay, so this one is talking about there are 12 trading cards per package. Make a table and graph to show the number of cards in 1, 2, 3, 4 packages. Is there a constant rate or a direct variation? Okay, it already has the chart. So we're going to label our chart with an X and a Y. And we're going to find the change in Y over the change in X. Okay? So the difference here is 12. The difference here is 12. And the difference here is 12. And then this is 1, 1, 1. So the change in Y over the change in X. So it's going to have 12 cards per package. Okay. So when we break that down, that's a constant. It's going to have a constant rate. So Wilma bought 6 bars of soap for $12. The next day Sophia bought 10 bars of soap for $20. What is the cost for bar of soap? So I'm going to make a chart, and I'm going to say this is my X and this is my Y. And I'm going to say this is bars of soap, and this is my cost. So for 6 bars of soap, it costs $12. And for 10 bars of soap, it costs $20. So the change right here from 12 to 20 is plus 8. The change from here is plus 4. So if we do the change in Y over the change in X, we get 8 over 4, which reduces to 2. So we have $2 per bar of soap. Okay, and our last one, we're going to make a big chart. So it says Franklin is cooking a 3-pound turkey for 6 people. Okay, if the number of pounds of turkey varies directly with the number of people, make a table to show the number of pounds of turkey for 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm going to just break it down for all the way through 8. Okay, so what are we going to define X as? We're going to define X as our people, and we're going to define Y as our pounds, because we want pounds per person. So if this is 1 person, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. They give us the information of this right here, which is 3 pounds for 6 people. So that's the ratio that we're looking for right there. So that's our known. So there's lots of ways we can do this, okay? So hopefully you found something that worked. I would scale all the way down to 1 person and find how much it is for 1 person, okay? So if we go back from here to here, it would be divide by 6, okay? So 3 divided by 6 is 0.5. So it is a half a pound for 1 person. That's your constant rate. So for 2 people, we would scale back up. So this is times 2. So this would be times 2. So for 2 people, it would be 1 pound. Okay, so pretty much we're multiplying by 0.5 every time for every person. So 3, so I can even go from 2 to 4 pretty simply. 2 to 4 would be doubled. So 1 times, it'd be times 2 here. So times 2, this would be 2 pounds. So in the middle, 1.5 here. Okay, 5 pounds would be 2.5 pounds of turkey. This would be 3.5 pounds of turkey, and this would be 4 pounds of turkey. So the answers they're looking for is how much it is for 2 people, 4 people, and 8 people. And there's our answers that we were looking for. Is it a constant rate of change? Yes, it's going up by that constant rate every time. Okay. Okay, so look at number 3. Determine whether each relationship is a direct variation. If so, what is the constant, or state the constant of proportionality. So is something happening every time to it? So look at this one. Right here, you're what? Adding 60, right?
Yeah.
Adding 60. So here you're adding, you're adding 2. So what's your change in Y? What's your change? 60. What's your change in X? 2. 60 divided by 2 is 30. And it's 30 miles per gallon. And I want you to write that. I don't want you to just write 30. I want you to write 30 and then you decide how it's worded. So the bottom over the top.
But on there it's X over Y. So that would...
You still do it Y over X though.
You're going up 1.
Adding 1, okay? Adding 1. Then adding 1 up here. So what's going to be your change in Y?
1.
Over your change in X? 1. So it's just going to equal 1. Okay, so is it happening? It's going up a degree every minute. You hope it doesn't stay that way. That's what we would hope, because it would be hot. Okay, so change here. What's the change happening here?
It's 5 and 1,250.
Okay, 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. So the change in Y is 1,250 over the change in X is 5, and you get 250. So, but let's write it 250 what?
Payments paid per pay.
Amount paid per payment. That's what we were getting into last period. So it's really going to go cost per payment or amount paid per payment. So I would say cost per payment. But just the wording is kind of tricky. Okay, I want you to try this one. I want you to draw the graph. You need to be able to see the graph both ways. Okay, long ways and up and down. So if I were to draw this graph, I'm going to tell you the numbers are kind of funky because you can't really tell. But 1 is going to be 60. 2 is going to be 120. 3 is going to be 180. 4 is going to be 240. So find me the change in Y over the change in X. Okay, I got a change here, which was be plus 60. And note that I'm putting the add 60 because that's going to come into play later. At some point, it will come into play. So you need to know that that's a positive. This is plus 1. Okay, so your change in y is 60 over change in x, which is 1, which is 60 miles per hour. So 60 miles per hour. Yep, try the last one on your own.
Are we solving it, or are we just putting it on the graph?
Put it on the graph and then solve it. Yeah.